Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel in partnership with sharpbetting.co.uk. Your home for all your betting tips and expert analysis, not only for boxing but for a multitude of sports such as football, horse racing, basketball, and many different events. So please make sure to check out the lads at sharpbetting.co.uk in the description below. It's me, Niall, just here giving a quick reaction to what we've just seen from Sheffield, England, as Kevin Ajaro has maintained his unbeaten record, defeating Ryan Kelly by majority decision. Of course, Ajaro stepping in on short notice here for Ishmael Davis, who was forced to withdraw. And yeah, getting the job done, short notice, although he was kind of fit. He just completed 8 rounds only a couple of weeks ago in York Hall. So yeah, he stepped in and got it done in what was a very kind of entertaining fight. It was a good fight. It was close in the end. I think the right man won. One judge had it a draw, but I think the right man won in the end. Yeah, it was a tale of the boxing ability, kind of the footwork, the hand speed, the kind of IQ of a Jarko against the front foot pressure, work rate, volume punching of Ryan Kelly. And yeah, it was just a Jarko who had the kind of the cleaner work, the crisper work. Kelly just couldn't live with his hand speed in the end, really. Even with the success that he had. Yeah, but it was a really impressive performance from Kevin Ajaro. It really was. I think it was composed, as I say, it was technically solid, it was crisp. Um, you know, withstood a storm from Kelly, from Ryan Kelly. Kelly with the kind of physical strength, the solid jab, the body punching, which I thought was going to take it out of a Jarko, who, as I say, stepped in on short notice. But yeah, Kelly had success then in the fifth round when he opened up a cut above the left eye of a Jarko, which looked like it could cause serious problems running into the eye. But a Jarko, as I say, rode that storm. Yeah, he dug in and he kind of remained composed down the stretch, which really impressed me. When he's in full flow, he's a very, very talented boxer. Jericho, his career has stalled over the last few years. Whoever's fault that may be, I know he's had outside the ring kind of injuries and incidents. There's been rumors of him kind of turning down fights, but yeah, hopefully now we see what we saw a lot of glimpses of there tonight. That composure, very, very clever boxer, quick hands, and can dig in and grind out a result like he did tonight. Yeah, getting over the line in the end by majority decision. Credit to him. Really impressive performance from Kiwi and the Jericho. Credit to Ryan Kelly. We knew this was going to be a tough fight, a really close fight. Kelly, of course, only lost to kind of top domestic level guys. The likes of Kieran Conway, Michael McKinson, Brad Pauls, Hamza Shiraz, names like that. And Ajarko was now proved that he's at least on the level of them guys getting past Ryan Kelly. So yeah, really, really good performance from Ajaro and an entertaining fight. Yeah, but the question I suppose is what's next for Ajaro? As I mentioned there, his career has stalled. He has all the talent. We've seen it tonight. When he's on form, when he's confident, when he's in full flow, he's a really tidy boxer. But he hasn't got the fights to kind of justify that for one reason or another through the years. Which is unfortunate because the talent is clearly there. But it has to be big fights now for a Jarko. No more kind of steps back from a Ryan Kelly. It has to be steps forward, steps upwards. And there is plenty of options. One of the options, of course, is which I really like the sound of is Ishmael Davis, who he replaced tonight against Ryan Kelly. I think Ishmael Davis would have got the better of Ryan Kelly, and I think Davis versus Jarko is a really, really fun fight. I think it makes sense next. I do think it makes a lot of sense. I'd pick a Jarko there. I just think he's a bit too well-rounded for Davis, a bit too crisp of a boxer, too kind of clean of a technician for Davis. But yeah, that's a big fight. If it's made next, there's a European title fight, which I also really like the sound of against Abbas Barrel, the German fighter. We've seen him face a couple of British fighters in his last couple, Sam Eggington and Macaulay McGowan. Yeah, top level fighter, good technician himself, decent power. But yeah, without the need of sounding biased, I just edge Ajaro on that one. I think Ajaro is too versatile again and too fast for Burrell, to be honest with you. You know, Sam Eggington got a majority decision out of him. And if Sam Eggington can, I think Ajaro is multiple levels above Sam Eggington. No disrespect to the Birmingham man, but I think Ajaro could definitely beat Abbas Burrell for the European title. These are the type of fights he needs to kind of aim for. And then, of course, there's another really fascinating option tomorrow night. We see Sam Eggington face Lee Cutler, and the winner of that could definitely fight Ajaro next or in the near future. You know, that one has fight of the year written all over it. I edge Cutler in that one. I think he has way more tools to his belt than Eggington, and Eggington I think is definitely on the back end of his career. So Kevin Ajaro against Lee Cutler is a brilliant fight. It really is a brilliant fight. I find that very, very hard to call. I really do. Both have so many positive attributes. Not writing off Eggington, of course, if Eggington gets it done. I think Ajaro kind of spins Eggington on his head, to be honest with you, maybe even stops him. I think he puts on a kind of a ruthless display against Eggington, but Cutler and Ajaro is a big, big fight. Yeah, so there is a lot of fascinating options. There really is. Of course, Lee Cutler has broke Irish hearts before against Stephen McKenna. So he'd be looking to do the same again. He's riding such a wave of momentum. But yeah, there's a lot of fascinating options. But as I say, it needs to be a big fight now for Kevin Ajaro, either a European title fight or the other names I mentioned, because his career, his momentum has stalled for way too long. And there's no turning back now. He has the talent. We've seen it tonight. We've seen it before. He has the ability. He has the boxing ability, the technical ability. Really confident, really classy boxer when he gets in the groove, like we've seen in the later rounds here tonight. Really quick boxer, and he can give any 154 pounder a really, really tough night's work. But I think the logical steps would be any of the names I mentioned there tonight, whether it be Davis, Burrell, or the winner Cutler Eggington. I think they're really interesting options for a Jericho. But yeah, we'll see what the future holds. That's for another day. Tonight, Kevin Jericho enjoying his win, maintaining his unbeaten record, going to 17 and 0 now. With 9 knockouts after defeating Ryan Kelly on short notice, replacing Ishmael Davis at the last minute, in a very entertaining fight by majority decision. Credit to Ryan Kelly and credit to Kevin Ajaro, really solid performance and win. So yeah, let us know what you think. What did you make of that fight? Do you think it was the right winner? How did you see it? How did you score it? And most importantly, what do you think is next for Kevin Ajaro and how far can he go? Get involved down below. Let us know what you think. Please like the video. We'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing. Follow us on all social media, and of course check out the lads at sharpbetting.co.uk in the description below. Until next time, take care.